backdrop looks so like nice back there.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So we are joining you live from the Gaylord Resort in Nashville, and obviously Krista Jessica's with me.
Hello, everyone.
So if it's a little noisy, we apologize, but we'll just kind of wait till we start seeing people come on. So there's a little bit of a lag. Okay, good. We got our first viewer, which is good.
Woo-hoo. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Not our dog.
Oh, they'll be back.
So we have a great show for you today. We are going to be interviewing Brian Hall from Fazy, and then we'll be talking to Kevin Tane and Teresa Thomas about their businesses, because this is week 2 of our series on different types of staging businesses. So this one today is all about people who have a warehouse and then either have employees or independent contractors that work with them. So while we wait for you guys all to get us, and hopefully Lindsay's sharing, will she share the segment? I know
Yeah, she will.
Okay. So Lindsay will be sharing it all. Good morning. So we just have a couple of announcements for you. Keep in mind the deadline for call for speakers for the conference. It ends in January, so you have about 5 weeks to get your information in. The goal is to have some sort of like a musical theme related to it, because we'll be in Music City in Nashville here. So, like for example, my topic might be marketing is instrumental to your success. So instrumental,
Get it? Like the fun?
yeah, or like climb the charts with whatever. So you could have something fun. You can even pull out a title of a song that you like, or even lyrics from a song, but just something that's sort of musical related. Hi, Lindsay. Hey, Keely. And then ticket sales, of course, are on right now. VIP early bird tickets are being sold, and those will end at the end of December. So you want to make sure to get your ticket purchased, because at that point prices will go up.
Call. Lindsay's standing by today. Call to get your tickets.
Call to get your tickets.
You don't want to miss it here, people. This is just phenomenal. It's going to be great.
And then remember, people who came to 2018, your special code will continue throughout the whole year. It won't just be only until like early bird ends. So, but you'll save more money when you get your ticket now versus waiting. And then we had our Black Friday special, Cyber Monday, Black Friday, Small Business Saturday,
Cyber
Mondays with
the new one.
The BSC. That's over. So those of you that took advantage, that was wise for you to do that, which is great. What else do we have? As far as announcements, I didn't bring my notes with me, so I'm sort of like I'm noteless. Outside of that, we just have a lot of really great stuff happening. We'll be in Las Vegas for the market, so those of you that are attending, look for us there.
Yeah, join it, Las Vegas.
And anybody watching that, if you want to take a staging course, we'll be teaching a class right at Vegas Market, so that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of Vegas Market. If you have a design business, you want to add staging to it, or you're listening in and you want to be a stager, so I'll be teaching that class Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in Las Vegas, which will be great. And then coming in the summer, we will be doing probably a wholesale tour experience again for members, so look for that information.
July.
In July.
Save your dates, July.
Bring your little special fans, because it gets super hot there.
116.
Oh my God,
but
so
it's
hot.
worth every second.
Yeah, it's really fun. So we're just like really excited. So we're here at the Gaylord Resort. I'm going to spin around just to show you. So we went out of the main resort area. If you kind of look, I don't know if my phone's going to fly out, but I mean, it's like it just goes up and up and up. They have all this stuff decorated for Christmas. You can see like all the. I'll go here. There's John and Carla. So we have all the poinsettias, and it's just really beautiful here. All the plants are real. I mean, I touched all of them. Like, are these fake? Like, they even have 9 acres of property. Now we're blurry. Focus.
It'll come back.
Focus. So we've got that soft look, like we don't have the wrinkles now.
Yeah, no wrinkles.
Okay, I'm there. Okay, just focus. So, I mean, this is like a terrarium. They have palm trees and all these different things here. So this is one of 4 or 5 sections that they have in this resort, which is awesome. And so we're staying in the Cascades section, and so that has its own theme of waterfalls. Here it's more of like the garden with the gazebos. We're going to go check out the ballroom today. That's why we're here.
Go see Santa.
Yes, we want to make sure. Yeah, we want to make sure we have enough space for all of our vendors and all of our attendees, because our goal this year is to add even more people in attendance. And so we're super excited to bring another high-level event. We are working on our keynote speakers. So
our vendors.
Our vendors.
All you vendors out there, Nashville.
It's going to be fun.
We'll be seeing you in Vegas.
Nobody should be able to call me, so just a second here. There should be nobody being able to call. Don't call me if you're coming on the show. You don't have to call me, because that interrupts the broadcast. So all you have to do is just be on this page. to come on, and then so Teresa, I think that was you. So just make sure that you're on the page here, and I should be able to see your little face. You know, I got to get my glasses on because I can't see. And then I'll poke your head, and then you'll be able to come on. So I think that's it for the announcements.
I think that was Brian.
No, it was her picture of the people by the ocean. Or is that Brian? Yeah, I can't see.
Brian's kids.
You think that's Brian's kids? Okay. Oh, so it might have been Brian trying to come on. So I apologize, Teresa. So Brian, all you have to do is just come onto this page. If you're watching, you may want to call him. He may not know how to find us. So
on the home staging talk page.
Yeah, home staging talk page. So Brian, you just have to come onto the page, and then I'll see you, and I'll touch your head, and then you'll be able to come on. So at this point, Teresa and Kevin, if you're on, let me see, and then Brian. Let me get rid of this here. Sorry, my big finger. It's terrible. Let me put him down here. Okay, there he disappeared. Okay, so Brian. Let's see here. All right. I am going to see what's happening here. Yep, 9:30. Yeah, so 9:30 is right. I'm texting Brian right now, messaging him.
Kevin's on. Hi, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Kat.
Okay. So, and don't forget, we also have the Cape Cod trip. We did get some people, takers from last week, so that's still ongoing. Yep. There are 7 or 8 spots left. So if you want to go to Cape Cod with that fabulous trip in May, definitely let us know. And I know that there was quite a few people who emailed you were interested. So it is $1,000 a person. That's what Mary's always got. So it's not really like a high or low bid. That's just the value of it. And then again, all that money goes to support the foundation. So it goes to charity. Hey Joseph. So all right, let me. Okay, so he just needs to go to the page. All right, so let's see here. Brian, if you're watching, all you got to do is go to the Home Staging Talk Show live page.
Yeah, then you'll pop up on our site and we can get you on.
So, live page. Okay. And I sent you the link to that page, Brian, so hopefully you are able to find it. And you'll see that we are live on that page.
Good morning, Teresa.
Hi, Teresa. Good morning. Okay, so the photos are great. Yeah, he was looking at the photos this night.
Thank you. It was fun.
It's really, because it's all twinkly here right now, because of course it's still ready for Christmas. And we didn't necessarily plan it that way, but we sort of lucked out that they do have it all decked out. And so even the convention center will be going through there today. They have a whole, kids thinking make a gingerbread house and Santa. So.
There's a cool boat ride. Everybody can go on.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
I'm taking a picture with Santa. I don't know.
Yeah.
She'll do it together. I don't know if John or Carla will.
I have a lot of wishes this year.
Exactly. Okay, so he's writing to me. So, okay, let's see. So, Kevin, where are you? Kevin, write another comment so I can tap your little icon there. And Teresa Thomas, if you are watching, go ahead and write me a comment as well, which would be great. Okay, you may have to accept.
There he is, right there.
Where?
He's down there at the bottom.
Well, okay, that's his message, though. That's not his little...
That's his picture.
I know, but so Brian, type a comment in the actual, on the page, because that'll pull up in my comments, because I can't touch that, because that'll actually bring up, like, I'm going to call him.
Oh.
Yeah, so just write me a comment, like, I'm here on the actual page, and then we'll be able to bring you on. Yes. Oh, hey, Teresa. And Kevin. Okay, good. All right, so, got you both there, so I guess we can scroll down on those. All right, so we're just waiting for Brian. So Fazy Rugs was one of our premier platinum sponsors at our conference. Brian, of course, he was up on stage with some of the sponsors, and he took his time, instead of talking really about the company, he took his time to really encourage all of us and give us kudos and just talk about business in general, which I thought was really nice. So we just love having him on. So I think. Brian, what I'm going to do first, Teresa and Kevin, I'm going to bring one of you guys on first until we figure out, Brian just has to write me a comment. So Kevin, I think I'll tap your head first. And I'm going to bring you on camera. This is adding you. Kevin, and then we'll have live. Yeah. Live. So just trying to add you, Kevin, so hopefully you got a request back.
Good morning.
Good morning. I've been kicked out of my office.
How are you?
Squatting here in the living room.
Can you guys hear Kevin okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Cool.
Cool.
It's kind of loud where
It's
we
kind
are.
of loud where we are. There's water, falls.
Okay.
I don't know if I can.
I don't know if I can.
Okay.
Okay.
So, thank you for being on the
thank you for
show.
being on the show.
Of course.
So talk to us about, tell people who you are.
Tell people who you are for those that don't know.
My name is Kevin Payne, and I am the owner and operator of Identity Home Staging and Design out of Long Beach, California. We're Pacific Standard Time, so we're pretty early this morning.
So you have an iPhone,
You
right?
have an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
So there's an echo.
There's an echo
on my
end.
So which means you're going to have to start sharing about your business. And I won't be able to do a whole
lot of moving.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Okay. So
We've been staging for 13 years.
let's hear you.
2005.
Oh, Kevin, you
We've
need
been.
to
Oh,
speak
Kevin,
up.
you need to speak up. Kevin,
Me?
Louder.
louder.
Louder? I'm literally screaming into the microphone.
You shout.
Shout.
Okay. Is that better? So we've been staging for 13 years. We've been.
Go ahead.
Honey, can speak up. I can't hear you.
Now he's frozen. There he is.
He's frozen again.
All right. So, Kevin.
Or what?
Okay, there he is.
Okay, there he is. All right.
Okay. All right.
So what are you seeing on your side? What do I have to do? Do I scream louder or talk louder?
Get louder.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm screaming. What else do you want to know about us? We have a team of between 5 people that work with us. So it's 5. A warehouse currently.
Hang on a second,
Kevin.
I'm going to have you go
I'm
out.
going to have you go out and I'll bring you back on your connection's really bad.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we'll have you come back. So I'm going to bring Teresa on. So what happens is it's Wi-Fi, but what I've discovered is when I go live from our actual page, this is my profile, people with iPhones, it's all like, thank you, Apple. So what happens is I sound garbled because I'm on an for my profile. I can always go back to my profile to do this, but I'm really working to get more exposure for the actual Home Staging Talk Show page. So, all right, so Teresa, let's try to bring you on, and then Kevin, I'll come back to you. And maybe Kevin, move to a different spot in your house to see if maybe the connection's better. Okay, so Teresa, let's see if we can bring you better. All right, we're adding you.
Hi. It's very windy here today, and I haven't even seen myself yet. I'm a hot mess, girlfriend. How are you?
So do you have an iPhone too?
I have an iPhone. Am I not supposed to have an iPhone?
So what happens with iPhone through this page, I get all garbled. So you just need to talk. So
Okay.
tell people who you are and about your business.
Okay, I am Teresa Blair Thomas. My company is Stage by Stagin out of Wilmington, Delaware. However, today I am coming to you live from windy, blustery Ocean View, Delaware. At my
Okay, so hang on a second.
offices.
Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, hi Brian. So I know my sound is bad. They said they can't hear you. Oh,
Oh.
what about when I
What
have
about
Teresa
when I
on?
have Teresa
Okay,
on?
John
Okay,
says
John
Teresa's
says
fine.
Teresa's fine.
Okay.
So just talk
So just talk
slowly
slowly
Okay.
and then loud.
and then loudly.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Louder.
Okay.
Louder.
So my company is Stage Right Home Staging out of Wilmington, Delaware, and I am coming to you live today from Ocean View, Delaware, which is windy and blustery and cold.
So tell us
So
about
tell us
your
about your
business
business
model.
model.
Specifically, what would you like to hear?
Well, you have
So you have
employees
employees
or
or
independent
independent
contractors.
contractors.
1099 employees, and I have two family 1099s, and I have one that is kind of a part-time employee who works the office. We have a warehouse. We have right now our logistics are handled by an
Okay.
outside labor company.
So people are saying
People
they
are saying
can't
they can't
hear.
hear.
Okay.
What I'm going to
What
have
I'm
to do,
going to have to do,
I love having
I
you
love
guys
having
on
you guys on
camera, but
camera, but
call my
this
cell phone.
cell phone.
So that's a
Okay.
regular
Okay.
cell
So
phone number?
the number
The
is
number is
70.
70.
Wait a minute, I gotta write it down.
Write it down.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Okay, what is it, Jenny?
So 70
So 70.
7 what 0?
20.
Okay.
70.
800
800.
Uh-huh.
54
54.
85.
85.
Call you?
Okay. Call me.
Okay.
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 I'll call you.
Okay. So Teresa's phone. I don't know why it does that. It's so weird. So maybe I'll have to go back to my profile. Anyway, we love seeing Teresa. So Brian, if you have an iPhone, I'll have to be cool as well. If an Android should work perfectly fine. So Teresa's gonna call me, and then so Kevin also called me. Number 17. We'll have them just talk via speakerphone. And I know we got some white noise behind us because of the waterfalls, which is great. Oh, you know what? Hang on a second. I think I don't have this on. Okay, no, it's not on airplane mode. Okay, good. All right. Yeah, note to Facebook, please fix this. Thank you.
Yeah.
You should not have this issue going through a live broadcast. It shouldn't matter what kind of phone you have. So there's a waterfall in the background, which oh yeah, can't be avoided. Okay, here she is. Hello, girlfriend. Hey. Hi. Okay, let me take you out of my phone here and just hold it this way. Okay. All right, so say something.
Something. Hi, Jenny. How are you?
So can you hear her okay? Where's my speaker? So keep
Can
talking.
you hear me okay?
Yeah, let's see. You gotta talk, speak louder. Let's make it in-call volume is up as loud as I can get it.
Is
Okay.
that better?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me
All
try
right.
something.
I think my
Does
speakers
that
are.
make it better?
Okay, can you guys hear Teresa now? Say hi, Teresa.
Hi. Is that better? Can you hear me better now?
Yeah. So just talk real loudly.
Okay, I can talk really loudly. So my company is Stage Right Home Staging, and we're located in Wilmington, Delaware. We have two 1099 employees, and then I have one part-time employee as well. And then for logistics, we use an outside labor company for logistical help when we need it. But I allow the 1099s to make that decision themselves as to whether or not they need logistical help.
So how many years have you been in business?
I've been in business for 12, almost 13 years.
Okay, and so so you have 1099s, I have 1099s. Had you ever looked at having employees?
I actually looked at having employees several years ago. To me, the expense versus value didn't make sense at that time. I don't think that there's any way to avoid it once you get to a certain size. So.
One of the questions I get from people is how long does it take you to start from the beginning and then start adding employees? Is that a year, 2 years? How did that work for you?
Dedicated employees, dedicated 1099 employees, technically they're not dedicated, but so that I have enough business for them to actually work themselves, because it started out that I had one and I was working the staging with the one, and then about 2 years ago or so, we added the second, and now I do most of the groundwork is what I call it. I go out to the consultation, the meeting with people, the face-to-face, the marketing, the office meetings that we do, and really do the marketing and the building of the business. And Darlene and Rose do pretty much do the staging. I hand it off to them.
So, yeah. So people who people who are maybe newer watching. So, as you start growing your business, it's usually about within maybe the first year or two. You find that you're getting a request, depending on how you've marketed yourself and what kind of volume you want, that you can't handle it all yourself. So then your choice is you start bringing people, you either turn business or you add to your team. So when you add to your team, you can do the 1099, which is an independent contractor, and those people are not, whoever they work with, that's not their sole source of income. They have other sources of income. They can choose whether or not they want to do a staging or help out. So they're an independent contractor, and they can even work for other stagers if they want to. Versus an employee, that person is dedicated to the company that they're employed by. So there's pros and cons to both. I think we had a session at conference in the past that did talk about that, and so Teresa and like a lot of us have 1099s. So let's talk about your warehouse too, because I know you just recently expanded, right?
Pardon me?
Did you just recently expand your warehouse?
I haven't expanded it as much as reconfigured it. I did a whole bunch of what I call it spinning out the herd, going through the items that are either, too well loved or past seasons to use anymore. And I probably got rid of about half of what I had. And after I went to market and last month, I've been starting to build back up with, newer and more updated items. As far as the logistics of the warehouse go right now, it's still Sean and I that do that. And part of the responsibility of the 1099 is that's part of the staging, the picking, packing, is their responsibility, as well as after the deep stage, the putting away. So all that is kind of a teamwork thing.
So how many staging projects, just on average, do you do like per week or per month with your team?
Typically, on an average month, we do anywhere between 3 to 7 stagings per week.
Per week. So it's 3 to 7 stagings per week, which means, she could probably have done that in the past. You could probably kill yourself trying to do it by yourself. So it's nice to have a team to be able to do. You can do multiple stagings in one day when you have a team in place, which is really nice.
Correct.
Cool.
So you can typically what will happen when we have the team in place and we find ourselves in the cycle of staging and de-staging, we just you can kind of line up the stagings and the de-stagings, do a de-stage in the morning and a staging in the afternoon.
Right.
So we haven't quite gotten to where Melissa is, where she's doing, 2 stagings and 2 de-stagings in a day. We've never, I don't think, really ever gotten to that point yet. So I don't have the 2 teams, we just have the 1 team, so we can do the cycle that way.
Yeah, we've done, I think, a couple summers ago, we did 4 stagings in a day. So the team just had to divide and conquer. Now, but what we're able to do is, because I'm not having to get the trucks and so forth, that the delivery rental partner, we'll talk about that model next week, just pulled 2 trucks and had them on the road for us that day. But it's just, you can divide and conquer, and you can actually, when you have a team and it runs efficiently, sometimes you can actually make more than people who are just doing it by themselves. And I know that might sound counterintuitive, because you're like, well, gosh, I got to pay these other people. But
you can double and triple your work.
Exactly. Yeah. You can double, triple your work. And so, anyway, so it's all about, time efficiency. So what's a, and I didn't send you the questions. Well, I guess we did send questions ahead of time. What are some of the challenges that you have faced, or what you could, give people a piece of advice as they're growing their business?
Well, the biggest challenge I have to say at the beginning is not being able to guarantee your independent contractors the hours that they might require. So it does mean that you have to kind of get a pool of people, so you're not have that one dedicated person. You may have one dedicated, but then you're going to need others to kind of fill in the gap, so to speak. And the same thing with the logistical help. I very recently switched to using a labor company because then that way they're in control. The downfall of that is we don't know who we're going to get on any given day. So, we just call them and tell them we need 2 people on Thursday, and they send us 2 people. We don't know who we might get. That makes a little bit hit or miss, but it also saves me the having to get employees, and that's the real high-risk position. So I look at getting employees for my logistical, but the workers' compensation for that type of a position was astronomical in my area. And so that I found to be the bigger challenge. And then as far as your independent contractors go, it's it's a little bit more of a challenge to get enough savings going at one time that they can actually dedicate themselves to just more business. And that's kind of, I guess, it's the blessing and the curse.
Yeah. Well, good. Okay, so again, the businesses we're talking about today are people who have warehouses. So they own all their own inventory, and then so that means they have to coordinate the labor to get it from point A to point B, and then they either have employees or independent contractors. So Teresa has independent contractors, and I do as well. That works the best for me as well. And there's, again, as we said, there's pros and cons to either or. So, well, awesome. So, and Teresa does real high volume. She does what you said, I think around 400 projects a year, correct?
Mm-hmm. Somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
Are you strictly working on referrals at this point, or are you doing a lot of outbound marketing?
Did you hear that? So
I did not hear that with Jenny.
Okay, so do you, here.
Are you strictly working on referrals at this point with that volume, or are you outbound marketing still?
I still go out and do marketing. I do a few agent classes with my local board of realtors. I do the statewide association of realtors. They have a convention every year. We get a booth at their convention. I frequent the local Real Estate Investors Association meeting. We're actually a member of the local Real Estate Investors Association. I'm always still getting new clients. We have our tour that we get regularly all the time.
Okay.
Our regular people that we've had who've been in business, same agents who've been working for 10 to 12 years. But then we always are getting other new agents that come in, and either they use us for one particular staging, or they use us for the one time or just occasionally.
So, if you guys all got that, it was a couple years ago at conference I spoke on, my topic was those who market make it. So you can't stop marketing. Teresa's been in business 12 years. She continues to market. I've been at it 16 years. You have to continually have a presence out there. You can't just sit back and rest on your laurels. And yes, as she shared, you'll have your core clients that have been loyal to you for many, many years, but they'll refer you to other people, and then, their businesses wax and wane depending on the real estate market, how many listings there are available. So always be out there planting seeds, making sure people know you exist, because if you just sit back and go, I don't need any more clients, at some point, your business volume will it's going to go down.
Decrease.
Yeah. So
reaching out constantly
is
a big key.
Here comes a trash man.
Hold on.
Rumble. So I don't think I've ever done. Well, I guess I did the show at the hotel in Charlotte.
Yeah.
I'm normally at home, so I don't have all this background. So Joseph does the show. You're always on location somewhere, which is kind of cool. All right. Well, thank you, Teresa. Any last words?
Thank you.
No, that's all. I think that the only thing I would say is ultimately, your business is up to you. If this is something that you want to do, you don't want to be, you don't want to get into a lot of work and having people to manage. That kind of is what makes this business perfect. Because you can start to get out there, and if you want to get into consultation, do a nice little business like that, you can do that. I recommend that you partner with another station in your area that you can give the referral paintings to and hand them off to somebody else and get a nice little network like that going as well. Or if you decide you really want to grow big and do it all yourself, there's the avenue for that as well. So that's kind of one of the beautiful things about this. Is not everybody wants to be the big painting company. And they don't have to be, and if you want to be, you can. So there's ways to kind of manage the business so that you're happy with your business no matter what size it is.
Perfect. That's great advice. Well, thank you for being on. Sorry the iPhone situation is happening.
And I'm sorry. Thank you, Jenny.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Teresa.
Take
Okay,
care.
take care. Love you guys. Love you. Say hi to Sean and the puppies. All right, bye. All right, so Kevin, why don't you call me, or Brian, whoever gets to me first. Virginia. Okay, we'll go back down. Let's see. I'm going to try to bring, let's see what, there's Kevin. There's Brian. Okay, Brian, let's see if we can bring you on. I don't know if you have an iPhone. So, Brian, I'm trying to add you. There!
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, you have an Android phone,
I
right?
don't. I don't.
What do you have?
I have an iPhone.
But he's perfect.
Yeah. I can hear you.
I think it's internet connection.
Yeah, internet maybe. Okay, well, so since we do have some white noise behind us with these waterfalls, just speak loudly and let people know who you are.
I'm Brian Hall with Fazy Rugs. Good morning to everybody. I'm going to get this on the tripod real quick.
Yeah, it's a little jiggly. Where's my big fat finger? Okay, good. Awesome.
All right, can you hear me?
Well, now he's so small. You look like you're this big.
Let me move it closer.
It's like the shrinking machine.
There we go.
All right. So I apologize to iPhone people. It's not iPhone. It must just be the connection. All right. So Brian, take it away. Let us know who you are and tell us about Fazy.
I am Brian Hall. I am your contact for Fazy Rugs. I met most of you at convention. Hard to believe it was a month ago. Seems like last week. Made a lot of great contacts there. So many fabulous resources for your members. It was a great convention for all of your suppliers, and I hope for all of your members as well. Fazy Rugs is the largest importer of hand-knotted rugs in the country. We also do a ton of machine-made rugs. What makes us special, think back to Barb's presentation, we are the only manufacturer in the country that does both machine-mades and handmades. And we also have one-of-a-kinds. We have a great custom program as well.
So did you guys take? No, they're the only. Thank you, Fred Burns. I love that. Yeah, you're the only. That's just a great way to brand yourself. So, your rugs. What I love about your line is you have ones that look expensive, but they're affordable, like for staging to get that look, but not necessarily want to invest a ton of money. But then now you also have some that are very well made, quality for clients perhaps that want to purchase for their own homes. And these rugs are going to stand the test of time. So talk about the difference.
Yeah, Jenny, so there's one criterion when we select product for our line. It has to be beautiful, whether it's a $99 rug or a $9,000 rug. And it's easy now in today's world to have beautiful looking machine-made rugs. And that's why they're so great for the staging business. We can create a beautiful room without having to ask your client to spend a lot of money. So it's machine-made rugs are a great option for the staging business. Now, in your Luxe category, I know you introduced that category or we're refining that category at the convention. We have hand-knotted rugs like the ones behind me that go up to $10,000 on a 9x12. So no matter how discriminating the tastes are of your client, we have a rug for you.
So, and you guys they're located in Dallas area. So,
beautiful building.
And Krista had the privilege of. You were there a year ago.
Yeah, a year ago in October. The warehouse is phenomenal, and it's a test to the commitment that Fazy has in this area on what they put into that warehouse, the flexibility, the amount of stock that they have on hand. It's really, one of the biggest things I've ever seen as far as inventory. It's fantastic and beautiful, of course, beautiful.
So,
Thank-
so talk about the arrangement we have with you with our iHost members.
Okay, so I think where the rubber meets the road, the most important thing for your members is the buying advantage they get. In addition to the beautiful rugs, if these were not priced right, we would be of no value to your customers. So I want to talk about a hypothetical for just a moment. If one of your stagers were to walk into Home Depot and see a rug that was $200 at retail, the wholesale on that, what a manufacturer like us would sell that to Home Depot for, would be roughly $100. They double their money, okay? Now, the nice thing about the pricing arrangement that we have worked out with you guys is that while you don't exactly buy as sharp as Home Depot does, your premium is probably only about 10 or 15% higher than those guys. So I had a number of stagers ask, how am I going to compete? Will I be able to compete with the other retailers? And using that example, your rug is going to end up being $110 or $115 at wholesale rather than $200 at retail. Right. So you can literally buy almost 2 rugs instead of 1. So there's a huge cost advantage in dealing directly with the wholesale suppliers that the IHSP folks have set up.
So, you know, when you think about area rugs, I use them a lot in staging. So I use them in living rooms, family rooms, sometimes offices. People use them in master bedrooms. And, you know, you want to make an investment in a product that's going to stand and hold up, because I don't know if those of you guys watching, if you've ever gone like to Walmart and bought one of those cheap rugs. So we got a cheap rug for the cabin that my in-laws, John kind of manages it. Anyhow, you know, after a couple of vacuums, after a couple of times vacuuming, you know, it was a kind of a thick pile. First of all, you could hardly run the vacuum over it, but it would get like knotted, and it just didn't hold up. It gets matted down. So that the cheaper rugs, it's probably because they're made of some cheaper material, they're not going to hold up. And so you want to be able to invest in a product that's going to, you know, last 2, 3, 4 years in your lineup, as long as the styles are still in line with the trends. And I know your rugs do that they do hold up.
There's no cheap rugs that can, that's for sure.
Yeah, Jenny, you make an excellent point. Next time you're in your Walmart picking up your dinner, walk down the rug aisle, and there is a reason those rugs fall apart. They are manufactured not to be beautiful rugs. They are manufactured to hit a price point. Some of them are decent looking rugs, but the most important thing at Walmart is that those rugs hit a price point. Now, in order to get to that price point, they need to cut costs. And a lot of what they do is they find the least expensive wool sources that they can find. And inexpensive wool is very brittle. It sheds, it pills. When you walk down that rug aisle at Walmart, you'll notice there's always tumbleweeds of dust bunnies in the rug aisle. And that's just because they're not using a great yarn. Most of the products we recommend for stagers are machine-made polypropylene products. Polypropylene is one of the greatest fibers ever invented. It's very durable. It comes in a ton of colors, and it's super easy to clean. Wine stains, dirt, pet accidents, it doesn't matter. It's a really, really easy fiber to clean. So I know some of your stagers use the rugs over and over again, and in that case, these are really easy to clean and used for another installation.
And even like cheaper rugs, you roll them up and then you use them over and over again. I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but they start to disintegrate, like on the floor. It's almost like oh my gosh, where did all this white crap come from that's on underneath the carpet? And then that, you know, especially if it's on a wood floor, then it shows, and I'm having to like Swiffer out. And that's the lining, or maybe it's not even lined, whatever that stuff is on the back. A lot of it's that crusty, like white lining stuff, and it's terrible.
That's the latex, Jenny. That product
latex,
that material is found in what's called hand-tufted rugs. Probably not a great application for stagers because latex does break down.
Right.
The machine-made polypropylene rugs, that's mostly Sandra Holmes uses almost exclusively machine-made polypropylene rugs, and she's been with us now for almost a year, and I haven't had a single quality issue with her at all. So it's a combination of knowing what rugs to select and staying away from the inferior construction methods.
So let's talk about how people would set up an account with you. How do they go to the site? They can go through our portal on the iHouse site, but those of you who might be watching that aren't members of the association, you can go to Dalen Rugs. You have, Fazy, Fazy Rugs, Fazy. I'm sorry. Go to Fazy, so it's Feizy, so it's like crazy Fazy. That's how the rep who came and visited me in Denver said to say it. So Fazy Rugs, and so then there's a portal. They have to have a resale license. What else is required for them to set up an account?
Well, and you don't even really need the resale certificate. The only reason we require that resale certificate is if you don't have it, we have to charge tax. And there's no sense paying extra state taxes on an item where all you have to do is register as a get your resale certificate. So if you do have the resale certificate, we don't charge you tax. Opening up an account with Fazy is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Number 1, go on your portal and send me an email at bhall@fazy.com. The email is on our vendor page. Number 2, I will get you new account applications and either an application for credit if you want to do that, or a credit card authorization form. Doesn't matter to us one way or the other. If you're an airline miles person and you want those miles, good for you. That works for us too. Number 3, fill those out and get them back to me. Within about 48 to 72 hours, we'll have your account set up. So it really is easy. And the thing that I tried to impress upon your members the most at the convention was stop buying retail.
Absolutely.
It's going to make a tremendous difference in their income statements at the end of the year. There's a tremendous cost saving for your members if they buy wholesale rather than retail.
So do we have a minimum order amount we have to meet with you? One rug.
Yeah.
One rug. Which is really great because other companies are going to require a minimum dollar amount. And also you obviously want to ship commercial. Would you ship to a residential for more money? Does it have to go to a commercial location?
Okay, so there's a couple of different ways to do that, okay? We will ship to any address that you provide for us. On the smaller rugs, runners, and 5x8s, 4x6s, those can drop ship directly to an end user, no problem there at all. If it goes FedEx or UPS, they will take 8x10s also. The only place we need to be a little bit careful on is the bigger rugs, because sometimes with the bigger rug, it shows up on a 52-foot trailer, and Hank, the truck driver, says, my job's to get it to the end of the trailer, and your job's to get it the rest of the way. And we just don't want any headaches, hassles, or misunderstandings with a customer if a 52-foot trailer pulls up in their neighborhood.
So stagers that are watching, you don't have a warehouse. A lot of times they'll deliver to even a storage unit. That's possible. And so you have to just set those arrangements up. Or what I had to do for a furniture delivery that was for a client, I don't have a warehouse, so I had someone I know has a warehouse, and I just had the stuff delivered there, and then I had guys with trucks pick it up and take it to her house. So there's always ways you can get creative. If you personally don't have a warehouse, there may be a colleague in your neck of the woods that has one, or your storage unit, or other people that may not even be stagers, but they'll let you use their address for the delivery. So just get out of the box and think about how you can make that work. That shouldn't be a stumbling block for delivery.
No, not at all. And Jenny, I think it was Teresa, that was on before me. If she's doing 3 to 7 projects a week, there's these warehousing facilities that are in almost every major metropolitan area. And designers and stagers use those all the time. They'll receive it for you for a small fee. It's usually based on the weight or the amount of time that it's going to be in their facility. And it's very, very reasonable. And that takes you off the hook for having to wait for the UPS.
So what are some of your favorite lines that you could recommend? Because I know sometimes when I look at catalogs, for example, from some of there's so many things. It's like, where do I even begin? So pretend I'm a new stager and I want to start acquiring inventory. I want to buy some of your rugs. Where would you steer me?
Yeah, Okay, Jenny. So one of the greatest things about dealing with Phasey is we're going to do all the work for you. After we get your account set up, you're going to be referred to your local rep, Julie Rollins, your local rep in Denver. If you get in touch with Julie and say, Julie, I need neutral grays and earth tones, and I can't spend more than $400. You'll have an email back from Julie within a day or two that has a proposal of 10 or 12 or 20 rugs that'll fit all your needs. So it's like that scrubbing bubbles commercial. We do the work so you don't have to.
That's awesome. So you don't have to sift through the whole catalog, people watching. There's a rep that will help you. I love that. So I could just say, here's my price point. This is my budget. These are the colors I'm looking for, style. And then she knows the collection. So she's going to pull stuff together and then send it to you. And you'll go, okay, that's great. And then the order gets placed. I mean, how easy is that?
It's literally that easy. Now, for those people that do want to be a little more hands-on, it's not a problem at all. On our website, you can search by color, you can search by design, contemporary, traditional, you can search by size. So if you'd rather do it yourself, that's okay too. www.feizy.com, Feizy. It's very, very easy to shop our product.
There was a question that came in that asked, what's the turnaround time, Brian, from point of placing the order until it leaves your warehouse?
Yeah, great question, Krista. Where was that stager? Do you know that asked that question?
The person, let's say.
Teresa.
So she's in Florida.
Yeah.
She's in
In
Jacksonville.
Florida. Okay, good. That's my area, so I know that for sure. So let's say today's a Wednesday, okay? And let's say that you have terms with us or we have a credit card on file. It's still, it's right around noon. There's a good chance we're going to get that order out this afternoon. If we don't get it out today, it'll go Thursday for sure. Now in Florida, we use the freight line called Southeastern Freight. They are tremendous. I've been with Phasey for a decade. I've had 5 damaged rugs in 10 years. It's crazy how good they are. So if we get that order in today, it's going to be there probably by Tuesday.
That's great.
Wow.
Is there a rep in Jacksonville?
There is. Doug Friedman lives right there in Jacksonville.
So probably most cities, they're going to have somebody. So what happened is when I opened up my account, then the person who handles Denver reached out to me and actually came to my home and showed me all these different, catalogs and samples and so forth. And so they'll service you from the local level, or you could just go directly onto the website and order that way. And so you have somebody, if you actually want to have a real person come and talk to you, most areas are going to have a rep that's going to reach out to you once you open your account.
Yeah, and I cannot emphasize how important that is. You guys know better than maybe anybody else how important networking is. It's one thing to go online and select the rugs yourself. It's better to have a champion that's associated with the factory to help you out with whatever you might need. Those people get paid to take care of you. Use them. If they're not helping you make money or helping you save energy and time, they're not doing their jobs.
I remember something I think you shared. It was either a conference or another time you spoke. Phasey can actually customize rugs for people. You can customize shapes. So if it's a square, you can make it a circle. You've had people give you, is this true, patterns of something, and then you guys can actually weave a custom rug for people. And I don't think any other companies do that.
Yeah, so custom is fabulous. There's a bunch of different ways we can do custom rugs. It's beyond the scope of most people's ability to say, I have this vision and I want this rug created. If they do, that's great. We can do that as well. But in custom, Jenny, like you said, most of what we do is size changes. This rug is a 10 by 14 and I want it in a 10-foot square. That's not a problem at all. This rug is a 8 by 11 and I want it in a 7-foot 9-inch round. No problem there as well. Now in hand knotted rugs, most of the business we do in hand knotted rugs is, I love this rug behind me, but instead of that taupe and cream, I wish it was more chocolate and cream. Not a problem. That's a simple color change. So the way that works is you tell us the size and what you want to do with an existing rug, or if you've got your own rug that you've dreamed up, we will do a CAD for you. We actually approve the CAD.
think about like all the people who have like company logos, or even like, let's say you're doing a project for somebody. It could even be like a sports person, and they want a particular logo. You guys could do all that. That's awesome.
If you can put it on a piece of paper, we can do it for you.
That's awesome. Okay, well, good. Any last information or thoughts for us?
We are ready to roll with you guys. Please reach out and let me know how many. I know we had some technical difficulties earlier, Jenny. How many folks do we have on with us right now?
On the broadcast, I won't know the total reach right now because it keeps fluctuating. It's gone as much as 20 people watching, then it'll dip down. But the reach has been about 4,000 to 7,000 per week.
And that's fabulous. So as soon as those folks reach out to me, and I'm going to do my part too, I'm going to make sure I get some marketing pieces out to your folks. But we're excited about working with your people. Charlotte was an incredible experience for me as a vendor, and I want to start seeing those orders.
Then we're gonna have you here in Nashville in the fall. So October 3rd, 4th, 5th, Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to have you there. It wouldn't be the same without you, Brian.
Yeah.
I travel the whole country. That is my favorite place in the entire country to
I was
go.
gonna say, I bet you're a secret line dancer.
Yeah.
It depends on how many cocktails I've had.
Yeah. We're gonna make that happen. Well, good. Thank you for being on. We appreciate you.
You're so welcome. Thanks for all you do for us, and happy holidays to everybody.
Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brian. Brian had an iPhone. He was perfectly clear. So, Kevin, go ahead and call this 100-5485. We'll bring you on and talk about your business. So, hopefully Kevin is still on and watching. Yes. Okay, good. So, I think it's Wi-Fi connection. It might be a certain bandwidth or something has to go through, or speed. So, I'll have to do some more investigating on that. So, we're waiting for Kevin to call. So, there is... Fazy Rugs is on our membership portal, and as an iHost member, you do get special pricing with them.
And a rebate.
And a rebate, too.
And it's all listed on the iHost and the Stage Homes website both.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Deborah says we're staticky again.
No.
Hopefully we're clear. All right, I'm waiting for Kevin. I could actually probably just call Kevin. I see if he's in this phone. Kevin. Oh, well, that might be because, so who knows why. We could try to bring it closer to us, too. I don't want to get caught on my purse here. Let's see. Okay.
Is that better? Now you're...
We're like super close. Usually the camera's like up higher, so you're looking up and you get your jawline. Yeah. Okay, so is this better? You can hear us better, hopefully. I can't do anything about the waterfalls, so it's like no matter where you sit. So my head's like really big. There you go.
Her head's big.
I got a big head. I really do have a big, not like ego. My head is really big because even when I was in high school, I was, and I can't wear baseball caps because it looks stupid. It's like it goes on my head, and then I got this,
Okay, everybody out there, start sending the baseball caps.
No,
in.
don't.
Oh yeah, the kids just don't.
Kevin, if you're watching, call me. I don't have your. Hey, honey, do you have Kevin's number in your phone, John? Your number's in this phone.
Call Kevin.
Call me, Kevin. 720-800-5485.
Thank you.
So do you have Kevin's cell phone in yours? Because I just have his email and my.
We need Kevin's phone number.
He's in this phone.
You want me to give it to you so you got it?
Yeah, call him
give it to me so I can call him.
Call him, okay?
Yeah,
I'll go right now.
Yeah.
It was perfect. No
So
waterfall.
that's cool. So I
Maybe
don't know.
we can try Kevin again. Try bringing him on this way. Kevin, are you there?
I'm calling in.
Okay, let's see.
You would want me to tell him to get back now, get on now?
Yeah.
He was kept freezing. His Wi-Fi where he lives is not really that great.
For Southern California?
I know. You got to get a better boost or something. I'm trying to find him. There he is. Okay.
There he is.
All right, Kevin, I'm going to try bringing you on again. Oh, he's on his phone with John.
Kevin's trying to call the number and it's not going in. He said.
Oh.
What's the number again? 720.
720-800.
720-800.
5485.
5485.
We'll get you.
It is on mute, so I'll do this.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll quickly have Kevin come on. We'll go a little bit over on the show today because we had challenges, technical difficulties. All right, scrolling back up for all the comments here. Thank you all of those. And by the way, those you're watching, if you would share this, hit the little share button on the bottom of your phone or your computer screen, and that allows us to reach as many people as possible with Home Staging Talk Show Live. I didn't really even do the whole introduction.
Even after the show's over, tell them.
Yeah. Even after the show's over, you can continue to share,
yes, you can share. Hey, Kevin. All right, so let me get your volume up. All right, so we have Kevin Tane on, so go ahead and say something.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, so
Yes.
can you let us know you can all hear Kevin. So Kevin, let us know who you are and where you're from.
I'm from Long Beach, California. That's in the Los Angeles region, southwest Los Angeles County, where I stage.
And tell us,
I stage all around the area. I've been going up to Stevie Valley, which is like North County and everything else too. So I take care of the California region pretty well.
cool. So, and tell us, how many years have you been in business?
13 years, going under 14.
Okay, so today we're talking with people who have warehouses and then either employees and or independent contractors or one or the other. So tell us about your business model.
We have a warehouse, currently a warehouse space that we're working out of. That's like a storage, like a warehouse space behind a storage space. So we are looking to make a move to a larger space, which is going to be a cheaper space as well too. And we're currently negotiating at that time. I currently run a crew of 5 to 7 people, including me and Christopher, working on there. So it's kind of a tight ship. It's not a lot of people, but we managed to do well with about 5 to 7 people.
So at what point in your business, how many years were you in before you started adding people to your team?
Oh geez. Let's see, I teamed up with other ASPs for many years, and then I think once I took master's class is once after that is when I started having help come in. You know, people that would help me with assisting in staging, or they would be assisting with paperwork or administrative work with the office.
So you and I have talked about this in the past, but how hard was it for you to release sort of the creative control and delegate? Because the only way people are going to grow and add to your team and be able to is you can't do everything. So you have to decide what role you're going to be in. So for a lot of stagers, even you might, let's say you have 2 projects to do in a day. Do you really want to run around doing 2, or you send team members to do one? Maybe you're on the other one. Maybe but there's a point where you have to let go and delegate. So how hard was that for you to do?
It's not actually that hard. I have a really good team. I have Christopher with me, and I also have Genevieve, which is an ASA. She's an ASA, and that's a wonderful team to work with because they can mimic my look and everything else very easily. I have many times when I have to step out, whether I was up in Seattle or whether I was in a couple trainings or something else, but I've had to step in and even do flip or flop staging on camera, and the look is flawless. Once again, I was like, wow, you guys really nailed it. So I'm very blessed in working with the team right now that just they're just really good with this. They're very good with mimicking my style and everything else that I don't need on staging.
Yeah, so so the staging is still to your company standard as far as how it's done. So you had to train your people. So that's really the key is when you look to start
delegating.
Delegating,
and then a lot of delegating, a lot of explaining. Sometimes when you feel like explaining, it's teaching. It's bringing people to the moment. It's having people understand what you're seeing in your eye, and seeing if they can see the same thing, or if they can work their way towards that vision. So our look is always evolving and changing. We're kind of known to be the chameleons of design in the staging industry. Any kind of property you throw at us, we're going to find a way to stage it according to the architecture of the property. We're not going to throw a very weird interior for a like we wouldn't throw like a very modern interior for a traditional exterior home. We would make sure the property would look like the architecture.
Right. And so you have independent. You had employees. You have a mix. Or you just have independent contractors now. I think you said just independent contractors.
I used to have independent contractors, but by California state law, it's actually their employees. If they're driving our trucks, and if they're following directions, and if we're asking them to be there at a certain time, for everything else, that's considered to be an employee. So we just, we work with the ADP and we hire everybody on, and they're just employees, not contractors.
So what he made the point of if you do have independent contractors, if you're telling them where they have to be at what time, location, mandating, all the specifics, really they're employees. And so when you have independent contractors, they should be able to pick and choose if they want to be on the project or not. I'll put a staging and a de-staging, but I don't tell them you have to arrive at this time, you have to leave at this time. So they can flex it in when it works for their schedule. So you just, make sure you're...
It's a California thing too. I mean, I know California's pretty...
strict.
Pretty liberal
Well,
when it comes to the employee laws and everything else too. So
of course, because they want their taxes. States want you to make people employees because they get disability and they get the state taxes. They get more revenue. The state does when it's an employee through a company versus if it's an independent contractor, because the taxes that are paid by the contractor, based on what they report versus every payroll.
Yeah, exactly. So we do payroll once a week. To be honest, we don't since we anywhere from 3 to 5 projects a week, then we don't really know where we're going to be. So we just pay everybody else out through ADP once a week. They accrue their hours from 1 week and they get paid out by the next week. After that, so everyone seems to be happy with the process that we're going. They make workers comp, so it's a little bit more of an expenditure, but it's worth it because we're operating under the correct way that California wants us to operate under.
Right, and then you have people that are consistent. They're people you can count on. You're not having just anybody show up to a project. And so talk about, because I know you've sort of had pulled yourself out. This is more like in the last year where you decided where is your time and talent most needed. And you and I talked about this. It's the business building, the FaceTime, that you didn't have to be the one on site. And so talk about how your role has evolved.
Well, I've reduced a lot of time that I've been actually out in staging projects. I've started turning a lot of things over to Genevieve and also to Christopher as well too. And as far as operations go, I don't necessarily need to be there for the D stages or anything else. So those are that's happening right now while we're speaking. There's a D stage happening that I don't need to be at.
Right.
But as far as installations go, first time clients, I'll probably take them on and just make sure that speaks to our standard. But then beyond that, something the same when we say I can turn it over because we've taught based off the principle and with our eye and our ideas of how to stage, so Christopher and also Genevieve know what to do. So right now, currently, our biggest struggle is trying to find the moving and lifting crew and the truck driving crew, trying to find another team. That's going to be our 6th and 7th spot. That would allow us to be able to take on more projects and allow Genevieve to go out there and stage her own projects.
Right.
Which is something that she's ready to do right now at this point.
So from the beginning, did you start acquiring inventory? Did you third party in the beginning, and then at what point did you move to a warehouse?
I started doing furniture rentals through Court Furniture, and then I moved on to owning my own furniture and doing my own stuff right about 2011 when I got my master's. That's when I really kind of started getting my own inventory, my own warehouse, and everything. After taking the master's, it kind of opened up a lot of avenues for me.
So this is hard to hear you. Is that better, you guys? I'm holding my speaker up to my other speaker, so my hand keeps going in front. Okay, so he said he started going into the warehouse so you started 13 years ago, which would be 2005? Wow, 2005, 6. So by 2011, so about 4 or 5 years in, you decided to make the investment in warehouse.
Yes.
And so then, those of you watching, of course, when you have warehouse, your own furniture, you're netting 100% of the gross, or so you're grossing 100% of the project. You'll have some overhead expenses related to running a warehouse and then the employees and so forth. So he was about 4 or 5 years in. So those of you watching, you don't have, and like if let's say you're newer, you don't have to have a big warehouse. I mean, you can definitely stage. There's partner rental companies you can work with. And then a lot of people will start having the soft goods. So you had all the accessories and stuff from the beginning, right?
Yeah, I did accessories, soft goods,
artwork,
maybe a little bit of art. All
okay.
what I call like Toyota Camry. Any items that fit in a Toyota Camry, I would supply. But if it's something larger than that, then usually the rental furniture companies would supply them.
So it doesn't have to be something. I think some people think, oh, when I get started, I have to have big warehouse, all of it. You know, we're going to talk. So next week we're going to talk about people who don't have a warehouse but still do high volume because they partnered with the company. And then the following week it'll be people who do owner occupied, hands on. They may bring some accessories in, but they're not dealing with furniture. And then the last week is going to be those of you. I'd like to have you come on that are assistants to a company. And you don't run your own show, but you plug into existing businesses, and how what made you choose to go that route, and how is that working, and what do you like about it, and so forth. Because there's a lot of different ways people can build and be involved in the staging industry. It doesn't always have to be about the person with the biggest warehouse or the biggest team or the highest volume of projects. It's totally based on what you want to do for yourself, for your business, your own, how much time you want to devote to it or you have available, and what your income goal is. So all of that feeds into how you structure your business. So
exactly. I don't run a business that does volume like Teresa does. I mean, she was talking about doing more than 400 stages in a year. That's an amazing amount of numbers for me to even comprehend.
Yeah. And those are
more around about like something like about. I mean, generally I've hit about 54 vacant good quality staging per year. So
and we'll do
that's been, that's driven us, kept us in there. But this year we've exceeded that. We've surpassed a lot of goals this year. That a lot of, I guess, large transactions, I would say, that we were kind of surprised with in 2018, which has allowed us to kind of make a strategic jump to try and get this new warehouse, which is going to open up a whole bunch of new avenues for it. It's going to be larger. It's going to be less money per square footage. It's going to be,
and that's really exciting. So he found a space, which is rare, that you find a space that's actually less money than you're paying, but a bigger space. Yeah. So that'll allow.
The ability to go vertical also is one thing that's really cool. The ability also to have a retail front, to be able to sell out of the front,
which is awesome.
That's nice.
We have good security, so cross your fingers for us that we get the space. We're really kind of hoping that it's going to work out.
Absolutely.
We also have something very fun to talk about in next conference.
Yes.
Where you guys are at.
Yep. Yeah, he's going living through it right now. He'll be able to tell us all about that at the conference. So, because the goal with when you have you have your business. So Kevin was talking about his number of houses he stages per year. We're like closer to like 350, 400 that we'll do annually. And that didn't start out that way. I think my first year I did something like 27, or I made 27,000. I did like 80 projects or something, and the next year everything tripled. So we'll do a lot of, we do larger houses, but we also do a lot of smaller ones. We can crank these things out, and why is there such a variance? Well, pricing is different based on your market, how much you can net from a staging, but it's also what is your financial goal. So and that's totally personal as far as what your options are. So somebody's not more successful than somebody else just because they might do a higher volume or have more income coming in. It's all based on what your personal goals are for yourself and for your business. So, well, Kevin, we love having you on. I'm sorry that the video didn't work. So I can't blame it on the iPhone because
No.
Brian had an iPhone. He was perfect. So that's just Brian, you're perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's probably a Wi-Fi thing. So we'll keep investigating because it's like every week when someone comes on, it's an issue through this. But I really like going through this portal. I'm going to keep pressing on unless it just completely falls apart. Then we'll go back to the profile. But even sometimes on the profile page, I had problems.
Yeah.
So
Garbly or something.
yeah, Facebook, take note and fix it.
Yeah,
all right.
fix
So
it.
next week, thank you, Kevin. We love you, and can't wait to see you soon.
Okay.
Thanks, Kevin.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
All right, so next week we will have on people that partner with a warehouse provider that has the
Exciting.
furniture.
That'll be exciting.
And they're not, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
And they can do high volume, so we'll talk to those people. And then, again, the following week we'll do owner-occupied, hands-on, how, you can develop income that way. And then also the fifth week will be the assistance. If there's anyone else I'm missing, like a different business model, just message me. And I can get that one, and we'll do a series of 6. So this series is going to take us all the way through January, beginning of January.
This is a great series because we have so many new people coming in that they're constantly, concerned of how fast they can grow, how slow really, or how fast. So having this 6-part series to understand from start to finish, I think is great. It's great information. Yeah. Good. Yeah.
What's the goal? All right, well, we're going to sign off now. We're going to go on the site tour and make some good decisions for our conference and make sure we get the best hotel rates and, best
food, lunch,
all that good stuff for our conference. So we have a meeting in half an hour, so we'll go put the stuff away and then come back. But we'll see you next week, next Wednesday. We'll be back on 9:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And thank you, Krista, for being there.
Thank you
It's
for
fun to
having
see her
me.
in person.
Yes. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
See you next week.